Who's ready for a fun show? I definitely am, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy today's project. I think it's a cute one that I know could be altered into something else if fruit is not your thing, but I'm all about the fruit charms and fruit beads and all the fruit stuff going on right now that is trending everywhere. So super excited to show you an easy but fun project that, again, you could take the fruit off and turn it into something else if you wanted to. It's one of those projects that I think that could suit anybody in any taste if done the right way. So hi Gina, hi Bonnie, Wendy, Rose is here. Hello, hello. Hey Ruth, how are ya? Hi Miss Linda. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Hey Julie. Hi Jackie. Sarah part 2, right? This is 2 of 3 today. So it's a very busy day for me, for sure. All right, so we're going to get into all of the beady goodness here in just a second. The ceiling fan. Hey Q, hang on. I might be able to fix that problem. Can you turn the ceiling fan off? It's nice to have help in here. Not the light, the ceiling fan. I think I got it. There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. I always forget about that, so thanks for the reminder. It makes things kind of glitchy when the camera tries to focus. It decides that it wants to focus on the ceiling fan instead of me. So I usually remember, but I did not today. All right, so let's get right into it, shall we? It is Friday. Hooray, hooray. And I have fruit beads and a pretty necklace to show you guys. But before we get into all of that, we're celebrating Labor Day with a huge Labor Day sale that is going on artbeads.com, where you can get up to 70% off store-wide. Definitely want to take advantage of that. And you can also receive double points right now. So definitely do all of your shopping this weekend and take advantage of that sale, because up to 70% off store-wide, that's pretty darn good. I don't know. Eric says I'm frozen. I'm not, as far as I know, but let me mute this. Hold please. I'm gonna need you to be quiet. Okay. Sorry. All right. Excuse me. So we are going to get into it right now. I'm going to turn you guys around and we are going to look at some beautiful enamel fruit charms and some beads, and then we're going to put them all together to make something fun. All right, here we go. All right. Move you this way a little bit. A little sneak peek right there of what we are going to be creating. So this is actually the bracelet. We're not going to be doing the bracelet. We're going to do the necklace, because if you can do the necklace, then you definitely can put the bracelet together. But I'll give you a little sneak peek as to what it is that we're doing. We're going to be putting together cute piece of jewelry. So by the end of this, I'll actually have a little set, but we're using some really beautiful druck beads. These right here, they look very similar to pearls and are very lightweight. That's one of the great things about these check glass druck beads, is that they're light as air, which I think is really kind of interesting. They just don't have a lot of weight to them, but they pack a big punch. Color wise, you can tell, like, this is not one of those whites that just kind of disappears. Like, this is big and bold and in your face. It's saturated. It also has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's really, really beautiful. So I chose the white because the contrast between the white and the red on the cherries was perfect. However, excuse me, you guys, I apologize. If you're feeling a little bit more like, maybe you want to have a little bit more of a vintage feel, you could also trade the white out for the cream color, which I think would also be really pretty. So I think either one of these would look really nice with this. I do like the contrast between the red and the white though. But what we're focusing on is not just the cherries here, but the fruit charms in general. So I'm going to lay these out for you guys, and I'm going to let you know how to shop while we are taking a look at each one of the little fruit charms. So You're going to notice there's a shopping bag on the side of your screen, and you can click on that at any point during the show today to bring up the information about all of the items that I have in the show. So not just the charms, not just the beads, but you can see the information for the tools, for the findings, for the wire. All of that is in the little shopping bag icon. You can even add the items from there to your cart as well as checkout, all while still watching the show. If you are joining us from Facebook, you're going to see things a little bit differently. There's going to be a text bar at the top of your screen where you can type in the codes for each one of the items, and a link will be sent to you to your inbox so that you can find the items that way on the website. Super easy to shop that way. However, if you're joining us from somewhere other than artbeads.com and watching the live from there, I would like to encourage you to come over and be a part of the live on the actual website so that, number one, I can see your comments, because I can't see your comments if you're joining us from anywhere other than artbeads.com. I want you to join us for that reason, but also because we're going to do a giveaway later. And in order to enter into your in order for you to participate and get your chance to win in our giveaway, you've got to be joining us from artbeads.com/live. So come on over. This is where the conversation and the party happens. I would love for you to come and be a part of it. So head on over to the main site so that you can be part of our giveaway, and stick around for that part. You guys, stick around for that part. All right, so these are our beautiful enamel fruit charms that we have. As you can see, there is a little watermelon, a beautiful little strawberry. There is some grapes. I really love the grapes. I think they're super cute. The cherries, which we're going to be using in our project today, some bananas, and then an orange, or it could be a peach. It's whichever one. I think it's an orange, but it definitely could be used as a peach depending on, you know, what your preference is there. But super, super cute. We have a little charm bracelet kit that uses all of these to put together a double strand bracelet, but you can also, like what we have going on today, you can buy the charms individually and use them for whatever you want. So I thought I would take advantage of that and use some of the cherries to put together a fun project. So we're going to be putting together a necklace that is very similar to the bracelet that I just showed you. However, we're going to do a little bit of stringing with our necklace to create some of the length here. But basically it's going to be the same thing. We are going to have a section in the front that is just like this with the jump rings, the drucks, and the charms hanging from the jump rings. It's going to be super, super cute. I did do this in purple. The beads that I did this with, I did this a while back. These beads are no longer available. However, I still wanted to show it to you just so that you could see what other possibilities there are. I'm going to have to lift you up just a little bit. So this is the exact design. We're just going to do it with the white beads and the cherries, but I did it with the grapes. So I just wanted to show you, like, if cherries are not your thing, maybe you like the grapes, or you could do this with the watermelons or the oranges or the bananas or whatever you wanted to. And the design is still super, super cute. So this was one that I did with these purple beads, which they're sold out at the moment, but I'm sure that you could find something comparable on the website that would work with the grapes. But this is the design. We're just going to do it in white. So let me show you what we're going to do. All right, so for our necklace, just like in the purple one that I just showed you, the length for the necklace is just a stringing section where we're going to put some of those beautiful drucks onto bead stringing wire, and then we are going to create a little section in the front that is the cherries hanging from it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the mate to this, because I've already done one together. I've already done one, so we're going to do the other one together, rather. So pull out some of my favorite bead stringing wire here, you guys. I have spoke so highly about this bead stringing wire that this is actually going to be what we're going to give away today. So if you've never had the opportunity to try some of the Art Beads designer jewelry wire, then stick around for the giveaway, because you may get some of this for free to try it out. I know that you will love it once you use it. This is one of my very, very favorite bead stringing wires. It is so soft and so supple. It works for all of my stringing projects, and I cannot sing its praises enough. It is really, really nice. And as we have all decided, the packaging for this could quite honestly save the world, create world peace. Like, it's the best packaging ever for bead stringing wire. Absolutely love it. So we're going to take some of this out. The cool thing about this project is that it doesn't use one long piece of bead stringing wire. We only need 2 short pieces that are about bracelet length in size. We don't need to use a whole lot for this. All right. And we are going to crimp. We're going to use a wire guardian, and we're going to crimp our ends. So let me grab exactly what I need here. So there's a crimp and a wire guardian. All right, so we are going to take our crimp. We're going to thread that onto the end of our bead stringing wire. Thank you, Julie. And then we are going to thread on our wire guardian. So up through our wire guardian and then down through our wire guardian. I had some people ask earlier this week about making sure that your wires are not crisscrossing inside of your crimp, and what's the best way to make sure that they're not crisscrossing. And my answer to that is, and I'm going to share it with you here, because I think this is really important information, is to catch it before you crimp, or catch it before you even add beads to your wire. So pay attention when you are taking your wire down through your crimp, right? So I'm taking the wire down through the crimp. Now, if I let that go, immediately those wires want to crisscross. You can see the short wire wants to cross over the top of the long wire. So I know that those 2 wires inside that crimp are crossing each other. So this is the opportunity before I pull everything down and get ready to put this into the crimper tool. This is my opportunity to grab a hold of those wires, put them in the correct places, slide the crimp closer to my wire guardian, and to hold those 2 wires far apart from each other, right? So now I know that when I look down through that crimp, I can see there is space between those wires. One is on one side and one is on the other side. So I know for sure they're running parallel, they're not crisscrossing. But I would not have known that had I just pulled it all up and then looked. There might not be enough room. I might not be able to see. So your best bet is to catch it before you even pull everything down close. All right, so now we're going to take this crimp and we're going to place that into the back notch of our crimper tool. And we're going to give that a squeeze. All right, then we're going to take it out. We're going to turn it sideways. We're going to put it into the front notch of our crimper tool and then give that a squeeze. And then we can bring in our cutter to trim off the excess because we don't need it. So now we are ready to string on our druck beads. So for our necklace, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 of our drucks for each side of our necklace. I apologize for the coughing. It's been a rough month. I hope all of you guys have been well out there. I've been on the struggle bus all month. Allergies and everything else going on. Hi, Monica. I see Wanda's here. Miss Gina is here, and Robin is here. Oh, Julie's on the mend from pneumonia. I'm so glad you're on the mend. I'm telling you, it's been a rough month. Yeah, the allergies have been rough. That's not been my only struggle, but certainly has not helped anything. And I'm perpetually congested and coughing. It just seems like it just doesn't want to go away. All right, so stringing on the beads here. pretty close to the end. Michelle's seeing flying elephants. I'm so confused. I feel like I missed out on something in the comment section. Looks like 2 more beads. Nope, just 1. Nope, maybe 2. Tell. Just 1. All right, here we go. Now we are going to crimp again. Okay, so most people struggle with this side the most when it comes to crimping, but you're going to treat it the exact same way. First of all, you need to be sure that you're not cutting your wire too short, because that's obviously going to make things a little bit harder when it comes to catching the wires and making sure they're not crisscrossing beforehand. If you've got short wires, that can be a little tricky. So make sure that you've cut enough wire and that you I have too much here, but you want to be sure you've got at least 2 inches to work with, just to make life a little bit easier on yourself when it comes to making sure that those wires are not crisscrossing. All right, here's my wire guardian. If I could pick that up, that would be great. All right, so exact same process here. I'm going to try to catch the wire before I pull everything down. So up through my wire guardian, down through the wire guardian, and then down through my crimp, right? Well, hopefully. Let's try that again. All right, now immediately you can see the wires are going to cross. It's just kind of what happens when you have the wire guardian on there. Even if you don't have the wire guardian, that's just really kind of what the wire wants to do. I can already tell that they're crossing each other because the short wire should be over here on my right, and it's not. Now it's going up and over to the left. So before I go any further, I'm going to straighten all that out, right? Make sure that my short wire is over here on the right side, my long wire is on the left. And now when I look through there, I can't really tell because there's a bead up against the back of the crimp, so I can't see if there's daylight between those two, but hopefully I was able to catch it and before I pulled everything down I could tell. Or I can wiggle it all back up again, right? Separate it all out, hold it in place, and you can see it still wants to twist. And then I can look down through there and I can see, yes, they are not crisscrossing. They're together, they're pretty close, but they're not crossing each other. So pull everything down. Just don't lose sight of that wire on the right. And then place that into the back notch of your crimper. Give it a squeeze. Turn it sideways, put it in the front notch, give that a squeeze, and then trim. All right, so now we have the length for both sides, right? You're gonna make 2 of those, one for the right, one for the left. Now you're gonna do, excuse me, my gosh, you're gonna do your front section for your necklace. Now, if we refer to the purple one here, we're going to see that we are using 5 charms. Let's see to get this one to lay the correct direction. All right, so we're using 5 of the fruit charms. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out. Well, part of this is already done. I forgot about that. So scoot this back a little bit. It looks like I was thinking about saving some time, so half of it is already ready for us. Okay, so there's 2, and we need to add 2 more of the cherries. Okay, and we're going to put druck beads in between those, right? So each one of those is going to go onto an eye pin, and actually it's more beads than that because we're going to do a jump ring that doesn't have anything and then a jump ring that does have a charm. So we're going to do quite a few of those, but we're using 5 charms total. And each one of our druck beads, as I mentioned, needs to go onto an eye pin. So I can move some of this mess out of the way here. We're going to do simple loops with our druck beads. So we're going to do 2 of those together. The rest of them are already ready to go. All right, so threading on my bead onto an eye pin. All right, then I'm going to come in with my pliers and I'm going to grab that wire right where it is exiting the bead. And then I'm going to bend the wire, not over the pliers, just over the edge of the bead. Then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and I'm going to trim, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers to grab that wire and roll back to create a loop. Okay, and you're going to do that with all of the druck beads that you're going to use. I'm going to do that with one more. So it's going to go onto the eye pin, same steps, grab the wire, give the wire a bend, come in with your cutter, trim, use your round nose pliers, grab that wire, and roll back. I need to replace my round nose pliers. This pair has seen better days. All right. So now we're ready to kind of work on our beaded chain. So as you can see from the part of this that I've already completed, okay, the pattern is a druck bead, a jump ring with the charm, a druck bead, a jump ring with nothing. That's going to just create a little bit of space between our charms so that our charms are not right up against each other. Now, if you want all of your charms right up in the front, that's fine. You can put them on every single jump ring. But in order to make the necklace the length that I wanted and to be sure that my cherries were not crowding each other, I left a little extra space in between there. So now we are ready to add another druck bead. So we're actually going to open up this jump ring right here. We have already closed. So I'm going to open that up. And this is a jump ring with nothing on it because the previous jump ring had the charm on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my next bead, and I'm going to close that back. I'm going to pick up another jump ring. I'm going to add that to the bead we just added. And now this time I'm going to add my charm. Now to each one of my charms, oh no, let's add one that's already got a jump ring on it. Some of them don't have the jump rings. I've added a 4mm jump ring to each one of the charms, except for a couple of them down there. We'll do it together. I didn't realize that I had taken some of them off, but you need to add a 4mm jump ring so that when you thread this onto the 6mm jump ring, that 4mm jump ring is your go-between. That's going to make sure that your charm faces you. Right? Because if we don't and we just add the charm on there, I'll show you, this one doesn't have a jump ring, then it's not going to face towards us. We're just going to be looking at the side of it. So adding another jump ring to it is going to help make sure that it faces the front, which is what we want. Add my next bead, and then I'm going to close that back. Okay. Also want to make sure that I'm adding all of the charms all on the same side. And a good way to check that is to lay everything down flat and make sure. So in other words, all of my charms are facing this direction. I don't want to accidentally have a rogue charm that's facing the wrong direction. Then when I go to put the necklace on, it doesn't want to hang the correct way. So be sure that you're paying attention to those little things like that because they do make a big difference. All right, so it looks like this guy's got a jump ring, but these two do not. So we're going to add some jump rings to those. All right, so there's one jump ring. I don't know where my other jump ring went, but I can get one really quickly. So again, just a little 4mm. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be a big jump ring, just to make sure that your charm will face to the front. And we've got to find a jump ring for that one. And I've made such a mess up here. I may have to take a jump ring off of something else, which is fine. Give me just a second and I will borrow a jump ring. Here we go. So just making sure that these are all ready to go before we move any further ahead so that we don't have to stop. Now stick around, you guys, because we are going to do a giveaway here in just a little bit. So if you're not joining us from the main site here on artbeads.com, please be sure to head on over so that you can be a part. So Sandy says, too bad I'm not seeing the comments. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to roll back. Roll back. Holly says, hi, I'm late. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you're here. Robin says, Sarah's always charming. It's just sometimes a little extra dangly. I would say that's true. I would say that's true. Y'all are too funny. Now, don't forget, you guys, that we have a big Labor Day sale going on right now. So we've got up to 70% off store-wide going on. You don't want to miss out on that. Definitely take advantage. That lasts through Monday. All right. Adding my next jump ring. Now this time, because my previous jump ring had a charm on it, this one's not going to have anything. So we're just going to add it in, and then we're going to go ahead and add the next bead. Close that back. Now the next one that we add will have a charm. Oh, I know why one of these didn't have a jump ring, because I'm using too many. I am only using 5 in this project, and I put jump rings on 6 of them. That's all right. Close that back. All right, another jump ring. And this time, again, we are not going to be adding a charm because we added it to the previous one. Close that back. So we're just making a little beaded chain here with one of my favorite things, as you guys have pointed out, which is dangles. I do love dangles on everything. Add my charm, add my bead, close up the jump ring. All right, let's take a look. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So you can, if you want, you can add another bead at the ends that does not have. So in other words, we can add another jump ring and another bead just to add some extra length. Or you can just go, it would be helpful if you could see that. Or we can just go right into the beaded part of the necklace. I think I'm actually going to do one more link on each side. So let's do another simple loop here. And then we're going to add this to the beaded sections that we did just a second ago. So the stringing part, we'll add it directly to that. All right, so 2 more jump rings, and then we'll connect them together. I noticed that when I was making the sample that I had added these extra beads on the ends. So basically what I have is I start out with a jump ring with nothing, then a jump ring with the charms, instead of our first jump ring after the bead on the edges. Just because my necklace was a little short, I wanted it to have just a little extra length. So this was a nice way to achieve that without making any major changes to the project. You can always just add like extension chain and things like that as well. All right, now if you happen to want to do this with or as a bracelet instead, you can actually stop at this point, bring it around and attach your clasp, or maybe add more beads, more charms if you need it a little bit longer. So this is the exact way you would put the bracelet together, which I had already done. So I have the full little set here. But we're going to take this section for ours and add it to the middle of our necklace. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. I feel like I don't know, the camera is a little off today. I'm not entirely sure why. And I definitely have a huge mess, which is not helping. All right, so we're going to use 2 more jump rings and a clasp to put all of this together. Simple but cute, really fun little project here that you could do in any color with any of the fruit charms. Or if you don't like the fruit charms, that's cool, right? You could do this with crystals. You could hang crystals instead of the charms. You could grab some Christmas charms, some Halloween charms, maybe just some hearts or some stars or some moons. Any charm would do. It does not have to be the fruit. And it would still make a cute design for sure. All right, so we're going to add our hardware to the back. Need another jump ring? Of course I do. I agree. Whimsical and classy. That's a good way to describe this one. This one kind of has a 1950s kind of retro vibe to it. I think if you used the cream colored druck beads for this, it would be even more kind of vintage feeling. But I do think that it's fun, and the look of the drucks being very similar to pearls, you could wear this any way, in any place where you would wear pearls. Pearls are always a good idea. All right, and that's it, you guys. Now it's just about laying it out to look at how cute it is. And then we have a little bracelet to go with it. And you're done. So cute. It's so cute. So definitely a quick little project. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. I think the part that's going to take you the longest amount of time is just creating the little beaded chain part where you're doing your simple loops and linking things together with your jump rings. But it really doesn't take a whole lot of time. You've got some stringing here for the length of this, which again just looks like a pearl necklace, but it's super lightweight and affordable because they're check glass druck beads. They're not, you know, super crazy expensive like pearls or anything, but you could swap those out. You could swap those out for the watermelons. You could swap them out for the grapes like I did with the purple necklace. You could make it with strawberries if you wanted to. A little orange or a peach, or even in yellow with some bananas. I think any of those would be cute. You could also hang something from the jump rings that are empty. You could hang like little heart charms in there. You could hang another bead, right? Just like a check fire polish maybe on a head pin if you wanted to. You could leave those off all together and just do the whole thing with just the druck beads. Like there's so many options here. And again, if you don't like fruit, change it up. Put a prestige crystal on each one of these. It would still be an awesome design. So all right, you guys, so we are at the end of the project and it is time for our giveaway. Who's ready? Who's ready? And then I'm going to turn everybody around and I'll show you what this looks like on the bust so you can get a feeling for what it looks like when it's hanging for sure. I see everybody in the comment section chatting away. I love it. I feel like I missed out on a lot of things. But yeah, it's time. It's time for our giveaway. So let's talk about how that's going to go. I'm going to leave this right here in front of you while we discuss that. So our giveaway, we've been doing it this way for a couple of weeks now, and it seems to have been really popular. and I want to just keep it going because it's a great way to show off our amazing community. So what's going to happen is, in just a second, I'm going to push pause on the show. And when I hit pause, you guys are going to have in front of you on your screen a picture of a finished piece of jewelry that was created by one of our community members. Now, listen to what I'm saying. It is made by one of our community members, not one of our design team members. It's not made by me. It's not made by Julie or Becky or Deb. It is one of our amazing community members. And the picture was posted in our Facebook group, Serious Art Beaters, okay? That's where the picture was posted by one of you guys. Your job is to figure out who created that picture. Who is the name of our community member? When I come back, first person in the comment section to have the right answer as to the name of the community member who made that finished piece of jewelry wins. Not only does that person win, but the maker who made the piece, they also win too. So if it's you, don't shout out and say, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me. Let somebody else figure out that it was you, because you're going to win anyway. So 2 people will win today, and we are giving away one of our rolls of my favorite jewelry stringing wire here. I think you're going to love it. So I'm excited to be able to give this away. So 2 winners are going to get some of the jewelry stringing wire today. All right, who's ready? Are you guys ready? So I'm going to push pause. You're going to see the picture. You got about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to come back. First person with the correct answer wins. Okay, are you ready? Let's see here. Hold on, I can't find the... Oh, there it is. I'm going to turn around while y'all are doing that, and I'm going to put this necklace on this bust so that you can see what it looks like. All right, let's go, let's go. First person with the correct answer is going to win, and our maker is also going to win as well. All right, so here's our necklace, you guys. Is that not cute? It's so pretty. I love it. I love the contrast between the white and the red. Really, really nice. And I'll show you the purple one too, even though the purple beads, you could use any beads for this though. It doesn't have to be the exact ones that I used. I'll layer it up here with this one. So if you wanted to do it with the grapes, you definitely could do the same thing with the grapes. Super cute. Aren't they cute? Love those. And you can very easily create the bracelets to go with them as well. All right. Oh, I see we've got a winner. Waiting on the team here to catch up so that they can officially announce it. But I do see a correct answer here in the chat. All right. Looking forward to saying congratulations. Congratulations to our winner, Martha. Congratulations. So the maker of the design that you guys saw was from Miss Suzanne Ferris. So congratulations to both Martha and to Suzanne, who are both going to win a roll of that fantastic bead stringing wire. Eric says Patrick Mahomes made it. I don't think so. I don't think he did. Pretty sure he didn't. But if he did, he definitely could have some bead stringing wire. I mean, I don't know. He could give it to Travis Kelce, who could make a bracelet or a necklace for Taylor Swift. See, it would all work out. It would all work out. Shut up. Q's in here giving me the face. I'm just saying. So congratulations to both of our winners. You guys are awesome. All right, now we are at the end of the show here. I know we're ending a little bit early. I didn't realize the project was going to be so quick, but this is a great opportunity, guys, for you to finish checking out. And if you've got any questions, it's also a good time to ask those right now. Well, we've got another couple of minutes, and then I am going to say goodbye to you guys for a little bit. want to be sure that you are fully checking out and handling your shopping experience, because particularly when we have sales going on like what we have right now, the Labor Day sale with up to 70% off store-wide going on, a lot of times you'll have items in your cart and they will sell out if you come back later. So if you leave your cart sitting there, there's no guarantee that if you come back in 2 days, those items are still going to be there. So you definitely want to go ahead and finish your checking out process. You can do all that. You can still watch the end of the show here. You don't have to leave if you don't want to. But yeah, if you want to ask any questions, now is the time to do so as well. Gives you a chance to handle all your business. And yeah. Sheila says, what is a drug bead? That's probably my southern accent. It's not a drug bead, it's a druck. D-R-U-K. So not like duck as in D-R-U-C-K, but druck, D-R-U-K. And it just means round. It's the check glass equivalent to a round bead. That's basically what it means. It just means round. But it's official. That's like the official. I'm not just making things up. It really is what that means. So Amy says, would you guys still love me if I'm not a Swiftie? I would love you. I know Taylor Swift, but I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself a Swiftie. She's cool and all. Wanda says drug beads, they're addictive. I can say that. And I'm your pusher. I'm your dealer. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's me. Rosemary says, I'm all checked out. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we want to hear. I love it. And I'm glad that you got what you wanted today. Guys, take advantage, please, of that wonderful Labor Day sale. That's a hard word to say. Labor Day sale that we've got going on with up to 70% off store-wide. Fill up your cart with all of those beady goodness, or all of the beady goodness that you would like to have. And as I said, don't leave your cart there for too long, because you never know what might sell out from underneath you. I've had that happen more times than I'd like to admit. So take it from me. It does happen. All right, friends. So that's it for me. I am out of here, at least for a little while. Now, I hope that it's okay that I toot my own horn here a little bit. Hey, you're a Lovecrafty? I'm cool with that too. We call those live wires, so you don't have to be a Lovecrafty. That's kind of weird. I'll take it, but you can be a live wire. But yeah, so Wanda says, more Sara, toot. So if you guys want to come and hang out with me again, like this is only live number 2 for me. I've got another live coming up over on Sara Lovecraft Designs. That's happening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I usually don't do an evening live, but if you would like to have another dose of me, I don't know why anybody would, but if you would like to come hang out with me, I'm going to be going live again over on my own page here in just a couple of hours. So maybe if you don't have anything else going on this evening and you'd like to come hang out, I would love for you to come and do that. But yeah, so otherwise I'm out of here. I will be here same time, same place next week. So be sure you're setting your reminders for that. Also be sure you're setting your reminders for all of the other incredible designers that are part of artbeads.com. Be sure that you're signing up for the newsletter and that you are signing up for the text messages, because that is a great way to stay on top of the lives. My reminders get set and then sometimes they get turned off. So having the text messages as a backup is a great way to make sure that I don't miss anything. Also, guys, be sure that you are signing up for our Facebook group, because you never know when your piece will be selected, and all you have to do is just post a picture of what you're creating with all of your art bead goodness. So you could win just by posting a picture. You don't even have to guess the winner. You could be the picture that's selected. So either way, it's a great place to hang out and continue to support this amazing community, chat with each other. The chat does not have to end here. You guys can go and meet up over on the Facebook group and continue chatting with each other if you want to. So I would definitely recommend doing that. It's a great place to find inspiration and see what everybody else is doing and ask questions. If you are a newbie and you've got questions and you're not really sure about something, our community is incredible, very supportive, creative group of people who would love to help you on your beady journey. So come on over if you're not a part of that yet. All right, I'm out of here. at least for now. Y'all, go have a great rest of your evening. If I don't see you later, I'll see you next week. Have an amazing weekend and a safe Labor Day. Happy Friday, right? All right, bye.